Ooh, it's a little chilly out there today. It's in the 20s. Should be getting up into the 30s in the next few hours though. I'm headed out on a training run, about to do some more hill repeats. This time I'm moving to another hill. Headed over to Anderson Hill, which is about 1 mile up and 1 mile back down. So gotta get my legs used to going a little bit further without any relief coming back down the hill. What I have been doing is running hill repeats on about a half-mile hill that's out there. So this would be a little change of pace. Should be out there for maybe about 3 hours or so, I guess. So let's go check it out, see how this goes. 8 miles in, 4 repeats. I'm not really sure what the elevation profile looks like on Anderson Hill. I have to check that out once I get back in. Anyway, gotta get me a little bit of carbs in here. But yeah, feeling good. So far the hill training with the half-mile repeats, I can tell it's made a huge difference. I mean, I feel like I could just keep doing Anderson Hill like all day long, which I think the race takes me about 6 hours or so to do. So yeah, if I could do Anderson for about 6 hours, then I'd probably be good. That'd be the same thing as doing the race pretty much. But feeling great. My body's wanting me to stop. Brain's starting to give me the whole why question. Why are you out here doing this? You're starting to get tired, starting to justify. I say, you hang it up right now and go in. No problem with that. You've already got a pretty solid workout in. You're gonna get a gain off of that. It's trying to sabotage me. This stuff isn't easy. It's still hard. You still gotta make yourself keep going. It's not like you wake up one day and say, I'm gonna go and do something hard. You gotta build into it. You're still gonna struggle with it. I'm only like 12 miles in or so. That sounds like a lot, but it's not. Just gotta keep going. Say, no, I'm not listening to you. I'm still going. I get 2 more oranges in. I think when your brain starts giving you the why thing, chances are good you're starting to get tired, possibly underfueled, which I probably am. I've only had this much and I'm 12 miles in, plus a tiny bit of this. This isn't Sprite, this is Propel in a leftover Sprite bottle. Aid stations are going to be at about 6 miles apart, so this is where I would be hitting aid station number 2 at Whiterock. Now granted, it's a mile up, mile back down, so, and I'm not carrying anything with me, so really I'm only taking a break about every 2 miles. It's not like the aid stations are 2 miles apart, but if the aid stations are 6 miles apart and I'm going to reload my water bottle and get some more fuel, I'm doing something harder today than what will be in the race, because I'll be drinking stuff as I keep going, not just taking a drink and getting something to eat every 2 miles. So I'm feeling pretty good for only getting a little something to drink and probably being underhydrated and underfueled. Killing it today. I'm at 9:20 average pace. That's what I'm talking about. Normally stuff like this, I'm more around like 10-minute mile pace, but I don't know. I can tell I was overstriding at first coming down the hills, because now my heels and my legs just feel tired from being pounded. So I really should have taken it a lot easier rather than trying to speed down the hills at the outset. Should have taken much shorter stride, higher cadence, try to land more on my toes rather than my heels, or at least on my forefoot a little bit more, so it's absorbing a little bit more shock.
But yeah, 9:20 pace, man, I'm feeling good about that. I work on hydrating. Okay, here we go. 16 and a half miles in. Woohoo! Pace is dropping to average of 9 minutes, 20 seconds. 9 minutes, 20, yeah, 9:26 per mile. So I'm slowing down a little bit. And that's on the average. So that means I'm slowing down a lot once we stack that against all the previous miles. But still doing great. Doing great. Here we go. This is the last cutie, clementine, baby orange, whatever you want to call it. Last bit of that. I'm gonna get in 2 more repeats. Get me about a little over 20 miles, which will be 2/3 of the 50K race course distance. And I'll check out elevation profile when I get back, and we'll look at that. Here we go, last lap. Now to finish this up, I'm at 18.6 something. Last time up, ought to be over 20 miles by the time I come back down. Woo!
Whenever you're training for a specific race, you're trying to get your workout to be as close to the situation as the actual race. So if we look down here, we see where it says approximate cumulative elevation changes. So 3,500 feet of total climb, and then 1,900 of descent, and then that's just going out, and then coming back, you got the same thing. So you add your 3,500 plus 1,900, that gives you 5,400 feet is what the target is. Now, a 50K, if a 5K is 3.1 miles, and a 50K, that's going to make it 31 miles. So that's the magic number to keep in mind. So we just got through running this workout out on Anderson Hill, did Anderson Hill repeats times 10, but we want to compare it against the hill repeats I have been doing at 4506 Road, which is half a mile up, half a mile back down approximately. And with that one, we're going to tap on view analysis here. So here we have something to compare the Anderson Hill repeats times 10 against the 4506 half mile hill repeats times 10 as well. So if you look lower left-hand corner, it says elevation gain 2101. We'll just say 2,100 feet per half mile up, and then another half mile back down. So basically, for every 1 mile, you're getting, we'll just, for simplicity's sake, we'll just say 200 feet of elevation gain per mile. So if you do the math, calculate that out, no, we don't want to do that. We want to do 200 feet times 31 miles equals, that would give me 6,200 feet of elevation gain or of ascent and 6,200 feet of descent. That's going to be way more than the Whiterock 50K. We subtract 5,400. That would put me 800 feet of ascent and descent beyond what the Whiterock 50K is going to be. And that number is pretty accurate, just looking at past elevation profiles from my own workouts. 5,400 feet is pretty close. So that's what I have been running, is doing repeats on 4506 Hill Road, and I wanted to be able to make the change so that I could go from half-mile hill repeats to 1 mile hill repeats. That way I'm getting my legs acclimated to going for a solid mile before they get any relief to come back down the hill. So I wasn't really sure how that would end up going, but it looks like it went really well. If we look at this, the 10 hill repeats, I had a pace of 10:06 minute mile pace, and up here Anderson Hill repeats 9:20 27-minute mile pace. So, man, I was killing it today. I felt really good. I didn't feel like I was pushing really hard. I felt pretty solid about it. And let's check this out and see. Let's view analysis here and look at our elevation profile. So we got 10 spikes again. Now, Anderson Hill is 1 mile up, 1 mile back down. So really, for every 2 miles, if we look at elevation gain down here in the lower left-hand corner, 3,377 feet, and that's across 10 of these things. But if you look at the minimum elevation next to it and the maximum elevation, you subtract that out, 946 minus 592, that ends up giving you, I think, 354 feet of ascent, which 354 is quite a bit different than 337, according to the elevation gain in feet over the left-hand side. But we'll just kind of put it somewhere in the middle, and I guess 350 isn't really the middle, but whatever, we're just going to go with that. So if it's 1 mile up and then 1 mile back down, that means you're really only getting about half of that 350 feet per mile, right? Because it's 1 mile back, 1 mile up, 1 mile down. So you have to divide your 350 feet of ascent by 2, which is going to give you 175 feet of ascent, 175 feet of ascent per mile. And we're going to go times 31 miles, because that's how long a 50K is. That gives us, whoa, check that out, 5,400. That's crazy. 5,425. That is within 25 feet of the actual amount of elevation gain or ascent and descent that we're going to see on the Whiterock Classic 50K. So I don't know that you're going to find a hill that gives you better training than Anderson Hill. So if I did Anderson Hill, what is that, 15 and a half times, that would be it. That would be the same amount of ascent and descent as the Whiterock 50K. And so what, I could run that thing 15 and a half times, and that'd be the same thing as a race, which I'm not going to do that, because at this point I'm ready to start tapering. That is the 20, how much did I actually do? It's a little bit more than 20.76. So really 20.66 would be 2/3 of the distance of the Whiterock 50K. So I'm sitting pretty good. I'm at 2/3 the distance. I'm feeling pretty solid about that. I mean, I felt really, really good. So yeah, that's it. That's what you're looking for whenever you're trying to train for a race, is you're trying to get as close as you can to that race situation.